We are heading into a new month of reading. It is time for my November pile of possibilities. Hello book friends, I'm Jen and welcome to my reading life and welcome to my November pile of possibilities. I love calling it a pile of possibilities and not a TBR because I feel like it takes all the pressure off. This is just all the potential books I might be in the mood for reading in November. I can read them, not read them, pick other books entirely. It really is just things I'm possibly considering reading. And for November, I have quite a diverse stack to share with you. I have a couple of group reads that I'm for sure going to be reading, including our Cozy Reader Book Club pick for November. I have a couple of mysteries, I have some nonfiction picks, and an epistolary novel, along with a couple of books that were also on my October pile of possibilities that I didn't get to that I'm carrying over, and we will see if I get to them this month. But without further ado, grab yourself a cuppa and let us get into what I might read in November. I'm going to start us off with the two group reads that I definitely will be reading in November. And the first one is our pick for the Cozy Reader Book Club. If you're new here and you don't know about the Cozy Reader Book Club, it is a book club that I co-host with my friend Rebecca from Rebecca of Wilson Hill. And it is a group where we read cozy books together. And anyone is welcome to join us. We meet on the third Saturday of the month over Google Meet. And it is such a lovely group of people. I know many of you watching this are a member of our Cozy Reader Book Club, and we so enjoy having you. If you're interested in joining the Cozy Reader Book Club, you can head down to the description box and send me an email and I will get you added to our mailing list. And now for this month's selection for the Cozy Reader Book Club, we are reading a book which is by one of my all-time favorite authors. This will be my third time reading this book, and for November we will be reading The Stormy Petrel by Mary Stewart. And this is a wonderful, wonderful romantic suspense novel by one of the queens of romantic suspense, Mary Stewart. And in this one, we are traveling to the Isle of Skye. I love how Mary Stewart always incorporates different locations into her stories. She traveled quite extensively throughout her life, and so she really knows whereof she speaks, and she puts so much detail into the settings and descriptions, and it's really wonderful. I love The Stormy Petrel, and even though it's set during the summer months, I actually think because of the weather on the Isle of Skye, which is very rainy and stormy, as the title indicates, it is the perfect read for November. And if you're interested in reading along with us, there is of course still time to join. So again, go ahead down to the description box, send me an email, and I'll add you to our mailing list. And my next group read is for my Gilded Age buddy read group, and this month we are going to be reading The Marble Faun by Nathaniel Hawthorne. This I think will be only my second book by Nathaniel Hawthorne. I have only ever read The House of Seven Gables by him. We did not have to read The Scarlet Letter in high school, which I know many of you probably did, but I'm looking forward to giving him another try. I really loved The House of Seven Gables. I read it for my Gothic novel class in college. If you missed my Gothic novel video, that came out this past Tuesday. I'll link it here and in the description box below if you want to go and check that out and find out some other Gothic novels that are perfect for autumn reading. But as for The Marble Faun, this is about some American expats in Italy. And it sounds like the young women traveling there befriend a young Italian man, the Marble Faun of the title. Sounds like this has to do with art and maybe the collision of art and life. I am not 100% sure. I'm just going to kind of go into this blind and we'll see what we think, but I'm looking forward to discussing it with my lovely friends in my Gilded Age buddy read group, and they always add so much to my reading experience, and I expect no different from The Marble Faun. Next up are the three nonfiction books that I put on my pile of possibilities for November. I know Nonfiction November isn't officially happening this year, but for some reason I am still drawn to wanting to read some nonfiction, and I don't read that much nonfiction throughout the year, so I always find this is a good time to get one or two books of nonfiction that I've been meaning to read on to my reading for the year, so we'll see what I get to. First up, I have a book that I put on my 5-star predictions, and if you missed that video, again, I will link that here in the cards and in the description box below, but that book is Kitchen Yarns by Anne Hood, and this is notes on life, love, and food, and as I've mentioned before, this book references Lori Colwyn, and one of my lovely viewers, one of you, brought this to my attention, and I'm very excited to read this. I love food memoirs, anything to do with sort of the domestic side of life, so very excited for this one. And then next up is a book which I just feel epitomizes both what I love to read and just how I like to live my life in general. And that book is Cozy, The Art of Arranging Yourself in the World, and this is by Isabel Gillies. And yes, this is just little essays about different ways to bring more cozy into your life. What is not to love about that? I just think this is going to be wonderful, and I'm hoping to get just, maybe a few little ideas about different and new ways to add more coziness to my life, because I'm always here for the cozy. And then my final nonfiction pick is not a travel memoir, but it is a memoir set in another country. And so I'm going to do a little armchair traveling with this book. And that is En Route Tatin by Susan Loomis. And this is about Susan. She went to, I believe, culinary school in Paris. And then she and her husband end up, she falls in love with this town in the south of France, and they end up buying this old kind of, rundown home there, and they fix it up. And I think it's all about their experience living in the south of France and fixing up this house. And again, more domestic goodness with food and housekeeping, house setting up, and I am definitely looking forward to this one. Now, this book is special because I am going to be doing an in-depth review of this on my Book Jenny's tier of my Patreon. Something new that I have started over there with that group is that every month they get an exclusive review video from me. And so while I will mention whatever book I read in my monthly wrap-up video, I won't give any details about my thoughts on it, because that is for my patrons exclusively. And if you're interested in becoming one of my Book Jenny's patrons, the link to my Patreon is always down in the description box below. There are lots of benefits to joining, and we would love to have you. It is such a lovely group of kindred spirits in our Book Jenny's group. And yes, so if that's something that interests you, or if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And I really do appreciate the little extra bit of support. Next up are 2 mysteries that I have put on my pile of possibilities. And the first one is a series I have been meaning to start for so long. Will November be the month that I finally do it? We shall see, but that series is the Monmaray series by Georges Simenon, and the first book in the series is Pietr the Latvian. And like I said, I have been wanting to read Monmaray for a very long time, and because there is a new modern adaptation of Monmaray that the BBC has put out, and I have been watching it with my husband and very much enjoying it, it has just prompted me to once again put a Monmaray novel onto my pile of possibilities. It's very slim, so I am really hopeful that I get to it. I think I have 3 or 4 more Monmaray novels on my TBR shelf, so we will see if I finally start this series, if I enjoy it, and hopefully I will, and I will continue on with it. Does anyone else read the Monmaray novels or has read them in the past? Let me know your thoughts on them, and do you have any particular titles in the series that you really love? Is this one I need to read all in order? I thought I would start with the first book, but I don't know if I then need to keep going, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me know that in the comments if you're a Monmaray fan. And my second mystery is the one that came in my Small Home Comforts fall book box. And the fall box always contains a mystery. And this year, the mystery is Death on the Cherwell by Mavis Doriel Hay. And this is a British Library Crime Classics edition. And I just love this cover. This mystery is set in Oxford at one of the women's colleges, and there is a drowned body that a group of undergraduates, I think it's like a secret society, they end up finding when they are meeting down by the river. And so yes, I'm very much looking forward to reading this. And then I'm looking forward to joining Beth and the rest of the recipients of the fall book box to discuss this. That is one of the benefits of being a small home comfort subscriber, is that Beth has created a community where we can all get together and discuss the books that come in the book box. And that is just such a lovely feature. And if you missed my fall unboxing, I will link it here and in the description box below as well, but very excited for Death on the Cherwell. And then my next possible read for November is an epistolary novel, and it was one that was recommended to me by my lovely friend Melissa from A Duchess Inside, and that is A Brief History of Monmaray by Michelle Cooper. And this is the start of a trilogy, which I own books 2 and 3 as well as this one, so I'm really hoping I love this, and then I can just move on. It feels very much like it's going to be I Capture the Castle-esque in its feel. It is written in journal form, and we follow the Fitzosbornes. They live on the tiny island kingdom of Monmaray. And our main character, Sophie, receives a journal for her 16th birthday, and she decides to document life on the island. And so that is what this first book is about. And it is set right before World War II. And so I think there are obviously changes coming. So I think that is going to play a part in the book, but very much excited for this. I've had this on my unread shelf for a while, and I'm excited to hopefully get to it in November. And then my final 2 books for my November pile of possibilities are 2 books I am carrying over from October that I did not get to this month. October was just jam-packed. It is a very busy month for our family. We have lots of birthdays, anniversaries. We had a wedding to go to. My son had soccer tournaments. It was just a whirlwind. I did not get as much reading done as I would have hoped, but we'll see how November goes as we head into the holidays. I don't know that I will have much more time, but I'm hoping that the early weeks of November at least will allow me some additional reading time. And as the weather cools down and it starts to get a little bit rainy, I definitely find myself wanting to curl up with a good book, especially on the weekends. Hopefully I'll get some time to do that. And so we'll see if I get to these final 2 books that did not make it into my October reads. First up is the book, actually, this wasn't in my October pile of possibilities because I ended up picking up this book because a number of you said I should read this before I read the book that I actually had put on my October pile of possibilities. And that book is Susan Settles Down by Molly Clavering. Well, the book I had on my October pile of possibilities was Touch Not the Nettle, but apparently Susan Settles Down comes first. And so a number of you said, oh, read that first because there are characters from Susan Settles Down that are in Touch Not the Nettle. Touch Not the Nettle was on my 5-star predictions. I'm really hoping I can also get to it this month. We shall see. I don't know if I will. Maybe I'll have to read it in December. I don't know. Oh, the time, it just gets away from me. But I'm excited to start Susan Settles Down. I'm expecting that this book will be more of Molly Clavering's fantastic writing. In this, we follow our main character, Susan Parsons. She has moved with her unmarried brother to the Scottish Highlands, and I think we just follow Susan along through her life, you know, settling in to this new location and all of the people, I'm sure, who live near them and who they get to meet and become acquainted with. And we'll see, maybe there'll be a little romance. There usually is in a Molly Clavering book. And yes, I love Molly Clavering. She's one of my very favorite authors and very excited for this one. And then my final book for my November pile of possibilities is The Half-Crown House by Helen Ashton. Again, this was on my October pile of possibilities and I did not get to it, but I really, really want to read this. And this is about an English manor house and the people that live there. I believe it covers a fairly long period of time. And yes, I am very much looking forward to reading this. This was recommended on the Tea or Books podcast. I'll link the podcast episode down in the description box below if you'd like to check it out. And I've wanted to read it ever since I listened to that episode. So yes, really hoping I get to this one in November. we shall see. And that will do it. That will wrap up the 10 books that I have on my November pile of possibilities. Let us chat down in the comments. Any of these books, should I prioritize them? Is there something you've read that you've loved or something you want me to read and tell you about? Please let me know down in the comments. And I would love to know, what is on your November pile of possibilities? Is there a book that you are really, really looking forward to reading this coming month? Let's chat all things November reading down in the comments below. And if you're here, but you don't have anything that you'd like to add, but you'd like to leave a comment, because comments really do help my channel and I love seeing that you are here, why don't you leave something weather related, a weather emoji? Since we're reading the Stormy Petrel for the Cozy Reader Book Club, let's have some weather emojis this month. I would love it if you would leave those in the comments. I really do enjoy seeing that you were here, and those emojis just brighten up my day and they really do help my channel. As do likes. If you enjoyed this video, if you could hit that like button and subscribe if you aren't already subscribed, I would love to have you join my bookish community. And thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to watch my channel and to leave such lovely comments and to have such bookish conversations, both with me and with each other down in the comments. I really, really love that. This has become such a lovely community and I'm so happy you're here. And as always, I'll be back with another video very soon. Bye!